The Yellow Brick Road. This video does not reflect the actual views of real people. These are actors playing a role to entertain audiences. No persons or animals were harmed in the making of this video. Gosh, I love YouTube and I love Google.
Given other changes in human culture, there may be many peaks on the moral landscape. But the thing to notice is that there'll be many more ways not to be on a peak. Now, the irony, from my perspective, is that the only people who seem to generally agree with me and who think that there are right and wrong answers to moral questions are religious demagogues of one form or another. And of course, they think they have right answers to moral questions because they got these answers from a voice in a whirlwind.
Maybe it's because him being part of that new atheist movement, that might be a religion itself in a way. So it's very weird how I end up with these guys.
Oh, hold on. I agree with the point that there is a moral, hierarchy. It works in a hierarchy.
Well, what I mean
is, this is a better idea than down here.
Well, he made it out to be seemingly like, oh, it's a big surprise, you know?
Well, yeah, he's saying it like the only ones that agree with him that there is a solid, straight up, can't be broken morality is religious guys. Well, yeah. Or I should point this way. The Pope.
You mean the wizard?
And his phallic torture symbol.
Gandalf, a wizard, and Sean Connery.
Looks like Sean. What the fuck?
They all agree with Ben Stiller, who's talking. I had to, man.
Amen. How do you do the Sean Connery voice?
It's an acquired taste for Sean. You could raise your hand and put it over to the thousands of people cheering your name.
We're gonna get shot for this.
And then you can scream, fuck Trebek.
Not because they made an intelligent analysis of the causes and conditions of human and animal well-being. And in fact, the endurance of religion as a lens through which most people view moral questions has separated most moral talk from real questions of human and animal suffering. This is why we spend our time talking about things like gay marriage and not about genocide or nuclear proliferation, or poverty, or any other hugely consequential issue. But the demagogues are right about one thing. We need a universal conception of human values. Now, what stands in the way of this? Well, one thing to notice is that we do something different when talking about morality, especially secular, academic, scientist types. When talking about morality, we value differences of opinion in a way that we don't in any other area of our lives. So, for instance, the Dalai Lama gets up every morning meditating on compassion, and he thinks that helping other human beings is an integral component of human happiness. Yeah. On the other hand, we have someone like Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was very fond of abducting and raping and torturing young women. Okay, so we appear to have a genuine difference of opinion about how to profitably use one's time. Most Western intellectuals look at this situation and say, well...
I don't like that he's going in far extremes.
How so?
As in... Okay.
The Dalai Lama has his daily regimen, and so does Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
At 5 o'clock, he drinks his shake. Make sure you have over 100 carbs.
I think
protein.
the point he's getting at is the scientific intellectuals that he's speaking of shouldn't have to confer with a Ted Bundy on moral intelligence or anything, or on moral questions. Like, I don't need your opinion. You're not qualified for an opinion.
That sounds like how would I say this? That sounds like the man behind the booth that gets to press the button. No, you're wrong. Press the button, dude dies.
Yeah, it sounds dumb to me.
Yeah.
Which is why I think he uses extremes like that.
In order so that he's able to say these things?
Yeah.
Like you said, putting that scenario in itself in a box so it sounds correct.
No.
No, you think he's doing that intentionally, or?
Well, sort of, yeah. I think he's doing it to give the shock value of you don't want this type here, but you do want something like this. Mm. And I don't know the Dalai Lama personally, but if I put this in a metaphor of, here's me, who's 6'2" or 3. I take Shaq, who's 7'3", and I take Yao Ming, who's 7'6". Mm. He's almost doing that with this moral thing of, here's Ted Bundy down here, and here's the Dalai Lama. I would have went more with, here's the Dalai Lama, and then here's here's morals or something. A list of well thought out morals and how they work and everything. And then show how far away the Dalai Lama is from that.
Well, I don't know.
I don't think I need to go to far extremes of, like, let's take someone who we all consider as a good person. And let's find out if they're a good person.
Sure. I've heard of the Dalai Lama. I don't know what he thinks, what he says.
Yeah, that's the thing.
To me, it sounds like some I'm just trying to be fair here. It sounds like I'm not trying to criticize him. It's just when someone's like, he meditates every day, this means he's a good person. It's like, so? I meditate. Yeah. I meditate when I bench. Like, what's up? I don't have to.
I think he does a lot more trying to help people stuff, which is
fair enough.
Yeah.
But then there's a question of why and so forth, and it goes,
I think doing that without question is more of a champion thing than I understand goodness and morality. I'd put when it's just have everything in you pulling you to say, I have to help people. That's more of a champion aspect, as opposed to I'm studying these things and I can understand the hierarchy of morality.
I think you can do both.
100% you can do both. I'm just saying, he'd rather say, I can sit around and think about this, or
I just act.
I can just help.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect that.
Yeah, for sure. Granted, I don't know any of this, but no. I'm guessing.
I'm just kidding. How would you say, like a guess of what this guy is like,
Him?
No. The Dalai Lama? Yeah. Fred, the Dalai Lama,
I would guess that he makes these vague, morally, spiritually sounding things. Like, you must be peaceful. Be one with the earth and shit like that.
It's like,
to where it's not really. It does say a lot, but you have to actually understand it.
It's like, what does that mean? It's like, time's up.
Like if someone says, stop. Pretend you're talking to a 5-year-old. Explain it that way. That's where I think he'd get stuck. He'd be like, see, the water is wet, and he'd throw a flashbang and run. Nah, I don't think so. I think he just gets stuck. He's like, I don't speak English.
No, it's like Sammy. It's like, no, sorry, no, I don't like. Yeah, you're in a Pepsi commercial. I'm pretty sure. I heard you speaking English to your agent. He throws like a smoke bomb. He's like, Kelly Clarkson. Smoke.
He throws like those bat things. Batman uses like flies upwards. Fuck.
There's nothing for the Dalai Lama to be really right about, or for Ted Bundy to be really wrong about, that admits of a real argument that it potentially falls within the purview of science. He likes chocolate, he likes vanilla. There's nothing that one should be able to say to the other that should persuade the other. Notice that we don't.
That's wrong.
Well,
yeah. All right, good.
It just remind me of what you said, that we all have everything. Yeah. So he likes vanilla. He likes chocolate. See. It's like
there's nothing one can say to the other to convince the other one.
Let's say the Dalai Lama isn't as spiritually in tune with the internally and externally as many people may build him up to be. In a good way. Let's say Ted Bundy is basically. Let's say it's the Joker, and you got Harvey Dent right here. who's a symbol. Him, like Harvey Dent himself isn't like purely good, you know, but he's built up as a symbol of good.
He's the social man, good.
Yeah, the social. Yeah,
the face that we can put good on.
He's a poster boy.
Or the other way around.
Poster boy for the right thing, the good hope. The Joker's like, let me just say some things to him. Vanilla.
Yeah.
He says, I like vanilla. I know you like chocolate, but this is why vanilla's good. Then you know, Harvey Dent becomes chocolate vanilla swirl. You know what I'm saying here?
I like that, but it won't be the Dalai Lama's words to Ted Bundy or Ted Bundy's words to the Dalai Lama that could change either one.
Okay.
It'll be already their experience and what's going on within them. Let's say Ted Bundy's killing people, but for whatever reason, he's like, fuck, other people feel bad for this. Should I feel bad for this? And the Dalai Lama busters or like, you should feel bad because blah. He's like, oh shit, that's why I should feel it. Then he starts digging into his own internal and finding out why this is wrong. Yeah, he'd probably be locked up.
He has a knife. He's like, oops. What?
The Dalai Lama arrest him.
Get on the fucking ground. No, he has like spiritual beads. Get on the ground. He's like, he's like, what the fuck was that? I already called the cops, man. Like,
Alright. Well, yeah. Right, we said everything, right?
Yeah.
You can only learn as much as
I said everything.
You can only learn as much as you teach yourself, basically.
I said everything without everything, I guess. So.
Yeah. If Bundy's in a remorseful state, then maybe the Dalai Lama's words could get to him.
Yeah.
So, choose your choice.
Chocolate vanilla swirl.
Do this in science. On the left, you have Edward Witten. He's a string theorist. If you ask the smartest physicists around,
who's
the smartest physicist around, in my experience, half of them will say Edward.
It's like a headshot.
The other half will tell you they don't like the question.
And you have Ben Stiller. No.
So, what would happen if I showed up at a physics conference and said string theory is bogus? You know, it doesn't resonate with me. It's not how I choose to view the universe at the smallest scale. I'm not a fan. Okay, well, nothing would happen because I'm not a physicist. I don't understand string theory. I'm the Ted Bundy of string theory. Okay?
I'm very lost.
See, this is...
I don't know the
this
comparison.
Might be creepy in itself.
This might be creepy?
To me, from what I'm hearing, yes. As in... Okay.
Do I have to know the string theory?
No, you don't. You should know what it is.
I should? I'm sorry.
Just for yourself. Just, pondering things. Theoretical physics. Right, there's actual physics, which is the study of the natural world. How fast is this keyboard moving when I hit you in the face with it? Right?
Don't know. Calm down.
That's physics.
Okay.
As opposed to theoretical physics, as in, if I hit you with this keyboard so hard, will you move into a different dimension? I made that up. Yes. Alright, but you don't need to know.
Tell my foot move into a different dimension, man.
Alright, so this seems like a false equivalence, basically. He's saying, okay, I don't know physics or string theory, so if I go to a conference on string theory and start spouting out things, then obviously one of the smartest guys in the world in physics, my answers and stuff should have like
a polarizing.
I should be at the lowest rung on the totem pole.
Oh, okay.
Almost. Yeah. Like, I should have no input into what these guys are doing, because I don't know anything about string theory.
So?
Or physics. That's an okay example. what's wrong with it, what's creepy to me is, okay, Ted Bundy on the moral scale of things, with the Dalai Lama on the moral scale of things. It's like, they're both on a moral scale. That's why one can talk to the other. There's nothing wrong with one talking to the other.
Yeah.
He's saying Ted Bundy should be excluded, period. Just like he should be excluded from a physics conference.
No.
It's like,
This reminds me, like, this was a government official. Okay. You there, commoner. Run along now. We have business to discuss.
it's like,
Seemingly, you know, that is a little.
how could Ted Bundy have no moral introspection at all?
I doubt it.
He would have to. Why else would he hide bodies or run away from cops or pretend to be the nice guy in the
Yeah, put
neighborhood?
on the mask, you know.
Yeah. Why would any of that happen?
Even this.
Unless he was like, this is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So he can't have zero
Like
moral
this.
intelligence.
Like, imagine like a schizophrenic.
And hold on. And even if he had no moral intelligence, quote unquote, he'd still be on the spectrum to be able to talk to the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
You can't just cut him off and say, you don't count. You did this bad thing, so you don't count in the moral spectrum.
Yeah, I believe either way.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Even like in the beginning, he started from somewhere. Like, you know.
Even without that.
Well, I'm just saying. You know,
If you're a fucking sentient being.
something happened that made him, you know. Like,
Yeah.
like even like a schizophrenic person. Let's say they see demons everywhere, like monsters everywhere. Like, you know, like I have to stop him. Or for whatever reason, he just sees them, he gets frightened.
Yeah.
You know, that means like shank and kill.
Yeah.
Like, so, but to them, it's like, oh god, like this thing looks, you know, bad, evil. Like, who the fuck? I don't know. Just a scenario thrown out there. Like, you know, no. You killed someone, you're a murderer. You're schizophrenic. You're not allowed to speak.
Yeah. You have no moral.
It's like, what? No. I'm sure that's not it.
You have zero moral input because this.
Yeah, alright.
In fact, they might have, like, I think Michael Tessari might say they have
More.
moral, whatever.
I've heard him say something regarding that, yeah.
Yeah, they can add more to the
That
moral
piqued-
question
That piqued my interest.
because they're so far down on the spectrum
Yeah.
that they've seen things that a lot of people won't go to.
Yeah.
I won't fucking go there,
Why not?
sort of.
Why not? That's for another time. Maybe. Alright.
I wouldn't want to belong to any string theory club that would have me as a member. Okay. So
See?
this is just the
That's
point.
what he's-
that whenever we are talking about facts, certain
No
opinions
collective,
must be
huh?
excluded. That is what it is to have a domain of expertise. That is what it is for knowledge to count. How have we convinced ourselves that in the moral sphere there is no such thing as moral expertise, or moral talent, or moral genius even?
There is. It's just that we're all in the spectrum until we reach until morals become, the idea of morals become obsolete. Until where it's just the idea of good itself, or goodness itself. That's what I think. I think morals are just, you know,
That's interesting.
steps to climb to get to the ultimate goal. Just like evidence and facts and shit like that are just steps to reach the truth. Alright.
We've convinced ourselves that every opinion has to count. How have
Yes,
we convinced
it does.
ourselves that every culture has a point of view on these subjects
What was that?
worth considering?
Like, we convinced ourselves?
He sort of
That sounded, the way he said that, it's like, you know.
just, I would say, just guessing on what everyone else believes and thinks and does.
Does the Taliban have a point of view on physics that is worth considering?
Maybe.
No. Okay. How is their ignorance?
What? That's such a like weird example. Like,
He's just trying to say that as far as there's a type of moral expertise
yeah.
that some people can't even question that or be on the spectrum with. You can't take a Ted Bundy and accept him in here. I think he's using all this to shit on religion, basically, or religious.
I think he's notoriously
zealots
for,
or whatever.
for shitting on them. You know.
Yeah, it's a fundamentalist.
Unfortunately, it seems like this is somewhat of a religion itself. Seemingly, it just seems like it. You know, it's like
He's
to me,
going
it's like
to a place
it's like
that's fucking scary to
Well,
me.
yeah.
That's like, whoa.
You probably see it more than I do, but this is like creepy to me in some way, shape, or form, or more than others. But it's like from what I see from like religious fundamentalists and etc. I see a lot of like boxing in like specific things. Like we're gonna leave this out. That way, I can explain to you this, and this is the truth, which is they may not know what what truth really means, or it's the way this is, or. Seemingly he's doing the same thing by using such extreme examples to explain his. I don't want to call it like. Was it fair to call it his rhetoric? You know.
I think it's a cheap card trick. I won't say it, because that would imply corruption.
Okay, I'm gonna call it his theory.
Yeah.
To explain his theory, make it out to seem like this is it. Where it's like and it's like tough to see maybe to the naked eye, you know. Someone who's not in tune, most likely, because they're all. No one's like.
I'll put it this way.
I don't hear anyone going like this, like, what?
I'll put it this way: either it's ignorance, and he has a good intention of, I need to point these extremes out so I can show that there is a moral thing, and I want people to be good, you know, but there are some bad people out there, so
or it's corruption.
You have to put them on this, or corruption, where it's a sleight of hand card trick.
Okay.
Where it's take these two extremes.
Where he has an agenda that's with not good intentions.
I can lift my point up by putting out these two extremes of whatever, this and that. Ted Bundy and the Dalai Lama.
Isn't it weird how it says Ted there?
See, we should exclude people like this. Then who's in it? Huh?
It says Ted right there. Yeah.
I think Ted stands for something. I don't fucking know.
Symbolism.
I don't care.
That means we should stop right now.